In today's modern world of hustle culture and hyper-productivity and packed schedules, stress and anxiousness run rampant throughout our society. And I'm not saying that this is the only reason, but a lot of people have these symptoms of stress and anxiousness because they have the hurry sickness. A good way to tell if you have hurry sickness, which by the way is not an actual clinical term or sickness, it's more of an observable concept. But a good way to tell if you have it is if you feel as though you're always getting ready for the next thing. If you're not feeling like you're living in the present moment, if you're overwhelmed by a constantly busy schedule, if you feel as though you're low on time and you have to get things done quicker and quicker, and to put it the most simply, if you're always feeling like you're in a rush, like you're in a hurry. Now, if this is you, that's going to have a lot of effects on your psyche. It's going to have a lot of effects on you mentally and physically. This so-called hurry sickness that I'm talking about right now can and will give you actual sickness if you are not careful. One thing that you might be familiar with is burnout. Burnout is something that can come from you leaving the hurry sickness unchecked. You just getting used to the stress and the anxiousness as a part of your life is going to eventually lead to actual sickness. Not to say stress and anxiety aren't actual sickness, but in lower levels, they're more functional. A lot of people can still function with stress and anxiety. But eventually, if you leave those so-called functional levels of stress and anxiety unchecked, it's going to make you actually physically ill. You are going to burn out. And there's a really good chance that you will actually physically get sick. But aside from that, even if that doesn't happen, and were never to happen, it is still very important to address the hurry sickness as something that is having an effect on you and your state of mind and your state of well-being and peace in your life. And this is because if you're always feeling as though you're in a rush, which if you're watching this channel, if you clicked on the video, this is probably you at least on some level, that's going to leave you feeling very anxious, very stressed, and most of all, not present and not grounded. And that's, I think, the most important part, because you're always going to be looking to the next thing. You're always going to be thinking, okay, from 12 to 1, I have to do this, and then from 1 to 2, I have to do this, and from 2 to 3, I have to do this, and you're going to just be thinking, okay, I got to get this done by 1 o'clock, because then I only have from 2 to 3 to do the next thing, and I only have from, 3 to 4 to do the next thing. I know sometimes I have a pretty busy schedule, and I catch myself doing this to some extent, but it's important to nip it in the butt, because if you don't, if you're constantly living like this, then you're never living in the present, and you're never enjoying the only thing that there really is, which is the present moment. When you think about it, that's all you ever have. Everything else is just conceptual. It's just mind stuff. The only thing that's actually here is the here and now. And if you're not finding the space to be present with whatever it is that you're doing, not only are you not going to be enjoying it as much, but if you're not finding the space for it because you're worried about getting it done in time and going to the next thing, you're going to be high-strung and anxious and not even really get to enjoy it at all. So the hurry sickness is definitely a sickness that can not only eventually harm us on a physical level, but will harm us psychologically and stop us and prevent us from living as peacefully and as happily as we possibly can be. And that's what we want, right? That's kind of what this channel is dedicated to. To truly live in a state of peace and happiness, we need to learn to become present. This is why people have meditation practices, to cultivate a sense of presence and being grounded in the here and now. And to be fully present with whatever task it is that you're doing is not only going to bring you to a state of more calm, more peace, and more joyousness with doing whatever it is that you're doing, but it will also make you more effective at doing it and probably save you some time as well. Which is kind of funny because we're talking about the hurry sickness, but if you learn to become more present and actually slow down, you're going to probably save time. It's the classic tortoise and the hare story. So that's very worth noting in a paradoxical kind of way. Slowing down will actually save you time in a lot of instances. But let's talk about, the antidote to this hurry sickness. Now that you have a deeper awareness about what it is and why it's important to address it. So as I mentioned before, becoming more present is almost going to auto-correct our tendency to be like hurrying through things. So a meditation practice, I feel like I say this in every other video as a remedy to something, but a meditation practice will surely help you start to cure this hurry sickness that you might have. It's going to help you to become more present, help you to slow down, and just be focusing on what's in front of you and not worrying about the next task that you have to do. Cross that bridge when you get there, right? Focus on the current task that you're handling. So that's the first antidote to the hurry sickness. But there is a more logistical side of things also, and that is planning. Now, I am personally somebody who is a big fan of trying to maximize productivity in the most effective way and kind of try to get a lot of stuff done, and sometimes even fit as many things as I can into one day. But I never do that at the cost of doing them mindlessly, doing them quickly, and not enjoying them, just doing them to do them. It's important to give yourself enough time to do things. So yes, I do use Parkinson's law sometimes. If you don't know what that is, I have a whole video on it, what is Parkinson's law. But just to kind of summarize it real quick, Parkinson's law states that work will expand to fill the amount of time allocated for it. And so if you give yourself 3 hours to complete a task that realistically can only take 1 hour if you focus, then you're going to take 3 hours to do it, but you kind of just wasted 2 hours from one perspective. So I do utilize Parkinson's law, and I do try to estimate how long is this going to take me and try to get it done in that reasonable amount of estimated time. But it's important not to try to time crunch and put too many things into your schedule. I'm not saying it's bad to have a full schedule. I actually am kind of a fan of having a full schedule. As long as it's well balanced, get some work done, go play tennis with a friend, get some other work done, read a book, have my meditation, go train jiu-jitsu, that kind of thing. That's how I like to structure my day. So I like to fill my day up, but make sure it's balanced, make sure it's structured, and just make sure that I'm being present with my time and reasonable at allocating time that it's going to take me to do something. So those are the remedies, the antidotes to the hurry sickness. Slowing down and becoming more present, which is kind of paradoxically going to actually speed things up and free up some more time because you're going to be more focused, you're going to be more present, so you're going to be more effective at completing tasks, as well as giving yourself a fair amount of time to finish things instead of just cramming your schedule. I would say the first point is more valuable and more drastic than the second one, though. But both are important. Anyway, that's my video for today on the antidote to the hurry sickness. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to share it with a friend, give it a like, subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Have a good one.